Now request Mr. Amitabh Ranjan, Registrar, Indian Institute of Public Administration, Government of India. Sir, please join us for your address.
Good afternoon, and I'm sure that this inspiring and motivating lecture of Manjeet sir has, I must say, inspired all of you, and you all are awake after this lovely lunch now, because afternoons are normally drowsy, and people love to say take a nap inside the sessions, but I hope that this will not be the case, and sir has given a very larger responsibility to me about all this sustainability canvas, and the session is also about paving green ways towards sustainability and inclusive development. I would like to start a bit unusually by focusing on one question in the previous session that was asked by Dr. A.K. Merchant. I think perhaps you asked that question about the unchecked migration to urban areas and how it is putting pressures on urban areas. So how to say stop this or how to rectify this? I would like to bring to your attention one report of nature sustainability that has come just, I think, 15 days back, where the report has highlighted that 5 of our mega cities, that is Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Chennai and Kolkata, 5 of our mega cities are sinking, and sinking by more than 4 millimeters per year. In fact, in Delhi, situation is alarming. Like many areas in Delhi NCR, like say Bijwasan or Ghaziabad or Faridabad, they are going down to the tune of 20 millimeters to 38 millimeters per year. So with this rate, and right now about 10,000 buildings and infrastructures are at risk, but if this situation is allowed to persist, then over a longer period of say 50 years, our major infrastructures and assets will be at the risk. All the metros, roads, bridges, apartments, everything will be at risk, will develop cracks, will go down, and all these things. This situation is really alarming. So this is one case. Then there was one report some 5 months back in one very prestigious peer-reviewed journal, that is Geophysical Research Letters. And the report says the study was between the period of 1993 to 2010, 17 years period. And the report says that the Earth's axis is tilting eastward to the tune of 31.5 inches, that is 80 cm. So Earth's axis has tilted eastward to the tune of 31.5 inches. Of course, it is not a very major tiltage to change the seasons or weather patterns, but if it goes on, then again alarming situation will arise. And why all these things are happening? Between 1993 to 2010, 2,150 gigatons of groundwater has been extracted. This is a huge amount. Because of that, because you all know, some of you would be science students also, that groundwater is held by the porous rocks inside beneath the surface, and if over-exploitation is being done, then the rocks are punctured, and that's why land subsidence is happening. And that's why the Earth's axis has tilted due to massive groundwater exploitation. The same report like Nature Sustainability is saying that, and this report is also saying this is a worldwide phenomena. Jakarta is going down by the rate of 25 centimeters per year, the capital of Indonesia. And Mexico City has gone down by 9 meters in a period of over 100 years. Like last century, in 1 century, Mexico has gone down by 9 meters, in fact. So it is 3 floors. So these are all documented reports based on evidence, research. So if this ever migration is allowed to continue to urban areas unchecked, then this type of crisis situation will happen. Over-exploitation of groundwater, then new construction of apartments, weight of steel, concrete, each and everything is contributing to all this land subsidence. So my take is, like this conference is also being held, this conclave, and PSD CCI is doing so much, but this conclave has been focused more towards, say, urban areas, municipal corporation, urban areas. So being a industry conglomerate, it should focus on rural areas also, rural development, because it is a states policy conclave, and rural development is an area of states also. So rural development and Panchayati Raj system are very important cogs in the wheels of states development. And when we talk about that, rural development, Panchayati Raj, so PSD CCI should think of going towards the village areas also, because when the Ambassador Manjeet sir was talking about the growth rate, like 7%, 8% and all these things. So this growth rate, or like the surprising growth rate in Q2 of 8.2%, is not happening due to urban development alone, because it is the tier 2, tier 3 cities, the panchayat and local bodies, all are fueling this growth. This GST Bachat Utsav that has happened, GST reforms, rate cuts or tax cuts, all these are fueling a consumption wave. And this consumption wave is affecting the tier 2, tier 3 cities, the village areas, local areas, all these things. And we have some great stories as far as panchayats are concerned. Like there is, in Panchayati Raj system, there is a concept of own source revenue, OSR. And when we talk about OSR, so right now, the panchayats are dependent upon 80% to the tune of central grants, around 15% to the tune of state grants, and only they are generating 5 to 6% for their own expenditure. This is own source revenue. But the many panchayats in India have shown, and Ministry of Panchayati Raj is doing a wonderful job in this, of prodding them to generate their own revenues, OSR, and many like say Andaman and Nicobar. The average panchayat growth own source revenue is 3 crores per year because of the Andaman Nicobar policies, because it is encouraging the panchayats to generate own source revenue, and if 1 rupee is generated by the panchayat, it is giving 2 rupees extra grants for motivating them. Likewise, there is Dharmaj Panchayat in Gujarat. Dharmaj Panchayat is so developed now that it has just left behind the cities. It has Dharmaj Cooperative Bank also, a panchayat owning a cooperative bank. It is generating to the tune of more than 3 crores per year. Then we talk about gender parity. Now the terms like women empowerment or women emancipation are the terms of a bygone era. Now women-led development is the term of new age. And panchayats are showing in that. Like there is Soda Gram Panchayat in Rajasthan, where Chhavi Rajawat is the Pradhan. And Chhavi Rajawat has just turned the panchayat into a dreamland. All the internet connectivity, e-governance, each and everything, meetings. Likewise, there is, say, Mukundpur Patna Gram Panchayat in Odisha, where there is one woman Sarpanch, Annapurna Dehuri is there. And earlier, before like 15-20 years back, that panchayat was generating revenue to the tune of only 1 lakh rupees per year. But when she took over, there is Ma Tarni Devi temple there. And that was in dilapidated stage. She renovated the whole temple. She created restrooms around the temple, washrooms, toilets, shops, and just on a nominal charge, like shop vendors are giving only rupees 30 per day to the panchayat. But due to these measures, now the revenue collection has gone up to 45 lakhs per year, own source revenue, in Mukundpur Patna Gram Panchayat. So all these things are fueling the growth story of India. So my take is that why we are focusing so much on how to create urban housing, how to accommodate migrant flow in the urban areas, to put all the pressures on urban areas. Why can't we create similar facilities in rural areas, in villages? In West, like USA or UK, the villages are as good as cities. So that's why people do not migrate to city areas, because they have all the development, all the focus areas there. In fact, Government of India has a very good scheme in this sector, that is VVP, Vibrant Villages Program. This scheme has been implemented inside, Manjeet sir would be knowing about that, implemented on all the border areas bordering China and Pakistan and Myanmar, all the states. And this VVP scheme is based on saturation scheme of Government of India. Like gone are the days when trickle-down development was there. Now the focus of government is saturation, waterfall approach. If a village is needing one hospital, give it 2 hospitals. If a village is needing 10 teachers, give them 20 teachers. Or give them all the facilities. When Kargil happened in 1999, so it was not the urban areas or anyone else or police who alerted Indian Army. It were the villagers who alerted that there is Bakrwals, that there is some suspicious movement going on by the Pakistan army on the border near Kargil. So then we came to know about the incursion. So that's why border villages are our first line of defense. If something happens, they will alert us. So now that thinking process has completely changed in Government of India. Now Delhi is not the first place. Delhi is the last place. Our border villages are not the last village on the frontier. Now villages start number 1 from there in the border, from 1 and then to last to Delhi. So this has changed completely. So likewise, if VVP is there for border areas, we can replicate it for the all over India to create infrastructure in rural areas, to create hospitals, schools, developmental things, all these things, recreational facilities in villages, so that villagers should not feel any need to migrate to urban areas. So we have to change our mindset. We have to think radically about all these things and not create undue pressure on urban areas. Water is so scarce and so important. In fact, in the north, we are seeing that water is very available in very good amount, but it is not so. 2/3 of India is water scarce. And in our earlier texts also, like in Rig Ved, there is one shlok, Apsu antah amritam, apsu bheshjam, apam utprashastaye devah bhavat vajina. Apsu antah amritam means jal mein amrit hai, water contains nectar. Apsu anta amritam, apsu bheshjam. Apsu bheshjam means water contains medicine, jal mein औषधि है. अपाम उत्प्रशस्तय means हे विद्वज्जन जल की प्रशंसा करने में शीघ्रता करें. देवा भवत वाजिना means हे देवगण जल की स्तुति करें. So we have been water worshippers since the time immemorial. But when this situation is coming to water scarcity, like there is a report of World Bank, Deep Wells and Prudence. In Deep Wells and Prudence, World Bank has highlighted in Indian scenario that 60% of our water aquifer is going to be critical in the next 20 years. Critical means that we won't be able to take out groundwater from those aquifers. So this is the situation. And we have 71% of the earth covered with oceans and all these things. But can we drink that water? No, even ocean cannot drink its own water, because it is said that, I would like to share with you that मैंने अपनी खुश्क आँखों से लहू छलका दिया, मैंने अपनी खुश्क आँखों से लहू छलका दिया, एक समंदर कह रहा था मुझको पानी चाहिए, एक समंदर कह रहा था मुझको पानी चाहिए, because an ocean also cannot drink its own water. So this is the importance of water, and this unchecked migration to urban areas, all these things is creating undue pressure on our resources. Like sustainable, when we talk about sustainable development, Atulji is cautioning me about time. I thought that in this session I would be allowed some more time, but no, it's not the case. So, because I think Minister Sir is going to come. So no issues. So that's why sustainability matters, because we are here. We are not here to spend all the natural resources. We are here as custodians of the natural resources, and those natural resources are for our offsprings also, for future generations also. So that's why we have to be very careful, and that is sustainable development if we take care of our natural resources. And this green revolution in India, solar energy, wind energy, what I was highlighting in the opening session also, is fueling this sustainable development growth. And since here I am not going to take much of your time, but I would like to highlight one thing, that in the name of green energy transition, we cannot abandon our resources overnight, because all our industries are on thermal power, coal based, and all these things. We have a say catch-22 situation where it is said that मुख्तसर सी जिंदगी के अजीब से अफसाने हैं, मुख्तसर सी जिंदगी के अजीब से अफसाने हैं, यहाँ तीर भी चलाने हैं और परिंदे भी बचाने हैं. Because we have to do our development also, we have to do it sustainably, and we have to protect our environment also. That's why we are working on so many carbon reduction techniques, CCUS, carbon sequestration, fly ash techniques, all these things, along with the renewable energy and non-fossil fuel generation. So I would like to conclude here. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.